Hi everyone, welcome to E2 Language Core Skills. Today we're going to be looking at some vocabulary. Let me just get this ready. All right, so today we're going to be looking at word classes. We're going to be developing our vocabulary by learning about 4 main word classes and when and how to use words correctly. So here are the main word classes in the English language. We're going to be mainly today looking at nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. These are like the bricks of the English language. These are the main words or the key words that give most of the information. The other words here, like pronouns, conjunctions, and prepositions, these are little words that join those bricks together. So, first task before we get started, see if you can put the words into their correct class. So we have 4 classes here: nouns, adjectives, verbs, and adverbs. Okay, I'll give you a few moments. Start off with the nouns. See if you can find the nouns. All right, see if you can now find the adjectives. Okay, see if you can now classify the verbs. All right, and finally the adverbs. Okay, let's look at the answers. So there were two nouns, love and organization. So nouns are names of things, people, places. So love is the name of a thing or a feeling. Organization is the name of a thing or a place. Adjectives are descriptive words. They describe nouns. So we have bad, reasonable, reliable, lovable, interesting, believable. So there was a clue here. Any word that ended in A-B-L-E, reasonable, reliable, believable, lovable, these are all adjectives. Interesting, something can be interesting, the book can be interesting, and we can say that maybe the movie was bad. So these words describe things. Verbs are things that we can do. We can behave, we can love, we can believe, we can rely, and we can organize. Adverbs describe verbs. We can behave reasonably, for example. We can behave interestingly. And a clue here was that the words that ended in ly were adverbs. So let's identify the word classes in this sentence. Blueberry juice improves brain function in older people. All right, let's break it down. Here we have blueberry juice. Blueberry can be a noun. It's the name of a thing. It's the name of a fruit. But in this sentence, it's describing what kind of juice. Blueberry juice. So it's an adjective. Improves, you can improve. Therefore, improves is a verb. Brain function. Now, brain is a noun on its own, but in this case, it's describing a function. What kind of function? Brain function. Therefore, it's an adjective. In is a preposition. Oops. And older people. People is the noun, it's the name of the people. And what kind of people? Older. So it's an adjective. Okay, complete the sentences with the correct word. Here we have a noun, nation, an adjective, national, another noun, nationalism, and an adverb, nationally. Conservation areas are threatened by housing developments. Great. So the answer is D, nationally. Here we have production, which is a noun, produce, verb, product, noun, productive, adjective. Perfect. Productive. It describes the workers. Okay, what about this one? Well done. Birds can theorize. Now, theorize is a verb, and the clue here is can do something. So can followed by a verb. Theory is a noun, theoretical is an adjective, and theoretically is an adverb. What about this one? Good. So the answer is criticism. Heavy criticism from parents can increase aggressive behavior in children. Now we had two nouns choices here. Criticism is a noun and critic is also a noun. But critic is the name of the person who criticizes. Criticism is the name of the action. Knowing word classes is very important. It will help you to speak and write more accurately in general, okay? It will also help you if you are doing the PTE test. It will help you in fill in the blanks activities. And if you're doing IELTS or PTE, it will really help you in your essay writing. Using the correct word classes helps to increase your vocabulary score. So the four main word classes, just to recap, are nouns, adjectives, verbs, and adverbs. We're going to look at each of these ones individually. We're just going to do a quick review because we've looked at these in individual lessons previously. So we're just going to review them before moving into some more complicated tasks. So nouns, what is a noun? A noun is a thing, a person, or a concept. So nouns as things, donuts or any kind of food, mountains, rocks, rivers, people, boats, sky, clouds, keys, we have boots or shoes, leather, cars, anything, any of these objects on the cars, the wheels, the windows, the lights, okay, these are all nouns. Trees, leaves, branches, cup, mug, tea, coffee, house, grass, flowers, all of these are things, they're nouns. Nouns as people, we have mother, baby, child, woman, doctor, he's wearing a stethoscope. Here we have police officer, a hat, a vest, walkie-talkie, or they're things, not really people. An actor. Here we have teenagers. So teenagers is a noun. Youth is also a noun. Youth is the name of young people. Friends. Elderly. The elderly is a noun. We don't say old people, we say elderly. We have a scientist, and a singer or a performer or an entertainer. So this is also a noun. Nouns as concepts, ideas, concepts, things that you can't see or touch, like respect, honesty, ethics, integrity. These are nouns. Wisdom, knowledge, peace, trust, okay, commitment, reliability, sincerity, love, hate, these are concepts, so they're also nouns. Okay, identify the nouns in this text. Okay, so there were 17 nouns altogether. We have a study. Now, study can also be a verb, but because we have a study, so whenever we see an article, we know that it's a noun. Power, eyes, limbs, ancestors, leap. Leap can also be a verb. It means to jump. But because we have the in front of it, we know that it's a noun. So some words can be verbs and nouns. Water, land, researchers, eyes, size, transition, animals, meals, land, limbs, and researchers. Okay, adjectives. What are adjectives? Adjectives are describing words. They tell us what kind of noun. So the green frog is an endangered species. Frog is the name of an animal, it's a noun. What kind of frog? A green one. So colors are adjectives. An endangered species. Species is the noun. What kind of noun? Endangered. Summer is my favorite month. What kind of month? Favorite. Dave drives a fast car. What kind of car? Fast. Italian shoes are known for their quality. What kind of shoes? Italian. Sometimes nouns can act like adjectives. He wrote a love poem. So love can be a verb, to love. Love can also be a noun, to feel love. Or it can also be an adjective in this case, describing what kind of poem, a love poem. She lost her leather bag. Leather is the name of a fabric or material, so it's a noun, but in this case it's describing what kind of bag, a leather bag, so it's an adjective in this sentence. New York City is a concrete jungle. Concrete is the name of a material, but in this sentence it's used to describe what kind of jungle, a concrete jungle. Some adjectives end in ing or ed. For example, the movie was so boring, the book was very interesting. Some parents are concerned about vaccinating their children. Okay, so the difference between ing and ed. For example, the movie was so boring. Boring belongs to the movie. It's something external. I felt bored. It's something internal. So ed is used to describe a feeling from within, and boring is used to describe something else that makes us feel that way. Okay, identify the adjectives. Clue, look for the nouns, and then look for the words that describe them. And these will be your adjectives. All right, 4 adjectives in total. We have a new study. What kind of study? A new study. Aquatic ancestors. Water to land transition. So transition is the noun. What kind of transition? Water to land. and then easy meals. What kinds of meals? Easy. Now, there was a trick. There are some ed ending words here, but these are actually past tense verbs. So animals saw easy meals, animals evolved limbs. Okay, so in this case, evolved is a verb. It's what did the animals do? They evolved limbs. What did these limbs enable them to do? They enabled them to get there. So these words are actually acting as verbs, not adjectives. Okay, tripled, someone has asked, why is tripled not an adjective? It's actually a verb, okay? They discover that their eyes tripled in size. Tripled in size meaning to increase in size by 3. So they doubled or they tripled, okay? Double is an adjective, triple is an adjective or a verb, and here it's a verb in past tense, okay? All right, cool. Verbs, let's look at verbs. What are they? Verbs are something that you can do. So you can sing, you can fight, you can sleep or dream, you can study, you can read, you can watch a movie, you can eat popcorn, you can scream, you can run. So these are all things you can do, verbs. Verbs also come in different tenses. So we have the infinitive, to run, to eat, to sleep. The present simple, I run, he runs. Simple past, ran. Present continuous, I am running, we are running. He was running or we were running, we have been running, we had been running, we will run, we will be running, we will have run. So these last 3 are future. All right, so not going to get into verb tenses now. That's a grammar lesson and Jay will be going through that with you. But just to bring to your attention that verbs can come in many different forms. Okay, identify the verbs. Okay, 10 verbs. And you got most of them. Suggests, led, to make, discovered, tripled, saw, evolved, enabled, to get, and argue. Now, a clue for how to identify verbs. If you can put it into its base form and add to in front of it, it's a verb. So to suggest, to lead, to make, to discover, to triple, to see, to evolve, to enable, to get, to argue. So that's how we know that these are verbs. Now, you can also say to study, but again, we have a. So a tells us it's a noun. We can't say, for example, and leap, you can say to leap. So that can also be a verb. Because we have the, it tells us in this case, it's a noun. Yes, was. Someone has pointed out was is a verb, the past tense of is. So good, yes, I didn't highlight that red, but yes, definitely it's a past tense verb. Finally, the final word class we're looking at is adverbs. So what is an adverb? Adverbs describe verbs. They tell us how. So if an adjective tells us what kind, an adverb tells us how. They usually end in ly, not always, but most of the time. So they run quickly. How do they run? Quickly. He sleeps heavily. How does he sleep? Heavily. She chews loudly. Okay, adverbs can also describe adjectives. It's a relatively new theory. New here is the adjective, and relatively describes the adjective. It tells us how new. Tom drives an insanely fast car. Car is the noun, fast is the adjective that describes it, and insanely is the adverb. It describes how fast. The phone has recognizably better features. Features is the noun, better is the adjective, how much better? Recognizably better. So the adverb here is describing the adjective. But not all ly ending words are adverbs. For example, a friendly dog. Is this an adverb or an adjective? Well, let's have a look. It's describing dog, and dog is a noun, therefore friendly is an adjective. It's a lovely day. Adjective or adverb? Good, it's an adjective. It's describing the noun day, okay? So not all ly ending words are adverbs, but most of the time they are. Okay. Identify the adverbs in the paragraph. Good job, everyone. One adverb, and it was nearly. And we know it's an adverb because it describes the verb tripled. Okay, next task. Choose the correct word class to complete the sentence or sentences. So let's have a look at them. We've got our 4 word classes here: noun, adjective, verb, adverb. Profanity is something language. What kind of word is going to complete that sentence? A noun, adjective, verb, or adverb? Okay, good. I'm not going to give you the answer yet. I'd like you to complete 1 to 6. All right, I've seen your answers, so let's have a look. Number 1 is an adjective. Profanity is something language. Language is a noun, so the word before it's going to be an adjective. Settings. A setting is a noun, so the word is going to be an adjective. Here we have is, so it's going to be maybe a passive verb structure. Terms is a noun, so it's going to be an adjective. Related is a verb or an adjective in this case, so it's going to be an adverb. And then finally, we've got here to, so the preposition to is usually going to be followed by a verb. So well done. Now that we know what class of word is going to complete the sentences, I would like you to now finish the paragraph by choosing the correct word form. So we have obscenity, obscene, obscenely. All right, you need to choose, if we know that this is going to be an adjective, which one of these words is the adjective that's going to complete that sentence? All right, let's have a look. So profanity is obscene language. Obscene is the adjective, which in some social settings, social adjective, is considered. So here we have passive voice, passive form of the verb, is plus past participle. Vulgar terms. What kind of terms? Vulgar. Vulgar is the adjective. Usually related, so usually is the adverb, and to entertain and win over audiences. Okay, so if we have a look at the choices, obscenity is the noun, it's the name of the behavior. Obscenely is the adverb, to behave obscenely. Society is the noun, social adjective, and socially is the adverb. Consider is the verb, considered, past tense verb. Considerable, we have A-B-L-E at the end, so it's an adjective, and considerably is the adverb. Vulgar is adjective, vulgarly, adverb, and vulgarity is the noun. Usual adjective, usually adverb. Entertainment, noun, Entertainer is also a noun, but it's the name of the person. Entertaining can be an adjective, and entertain is the verb. Okay, somebody has asked a good question. Should it be social settings are rather than social settings is? Well, we have to look at what the subject of the sentence is. Let's read the sentence. Profanity is obscene language which, in some social settings, is considered. What's the subject of this sentence? Profanity. Profanity is the subject, and profanity is singular. So profanity is obscene language which is considered. So social settings is just describing where, but it's not the subject. All right, profanity is obscene. Okay, and obscene language. Okay, no, there shouldn't be any article there, okay, because we're speaking in general, obscene language. Okay, let's move on. Choose the correct word form to complete this sentence. So they're in order. So yeah, they're listed in the same order that they're going to appear in the sentence. Well done, everyone. So we've got sad music might actually evoke positive emotions, reveals a new study by Japanese researchers. Excellent. Next one. Good job. So we've got recording artists are frequently the face of commercial products. Children or adolescents are usually the target audience. The vast majority of food and beverage products marketed by some of the most popular music stars are unhealthy. Okay, good. So recording artist, this is a collocation. Although it might seem logical for you to have written record artists, it wouldn't be correct, okay? What kind of artists? Recording artists. Common word endings. So here are some clues to how you can know if a word is a noun, verb, adjective, or adverb. So here are some common noun endings. So for example, distance, vacancy, persistence, organization, Martian, criticism, socialist, investment, happiness, relationship, advisor, and I can't think of a doer, can't think of an OR one at the moment. Verbs, quicken, soften, enliven. Thank you, Eve. Yes, mentor, trainer, creator. Thank you. Verbs that end in ify, justify, for example, rectify, and eyes, organize, theorize. Adjectives, able, for example, lovable, flexible, usual, beautiful, selfish, inventive, devious, interested, interesting. Adverbs, the ones that we have looked at, quickly, quietly, for example. Some adverbs end in word, like inward, outward, or wise, health-wise. Okay, don't worry too much about these though. They're just there for extra information. So common word forms. So here are a few examples. So application, competition, criticism, decision, interpretation, mechanism, politics, negotiation, prosperity, production, repetition, simplification, decision, interpretation, mechanism, politics. These are all things. People as nouns, applicant. Actually, let's do it this way. Application, applicant, applicable, apply, no adverb. Competition is the name of the thing. Competitor is the name of the person. Competitive is the adjective. To compete is the verb, and competitively is the adverb. Criticism is a thing. The critic is the noun. To be critical is the adjective. Criticize is the verb. And to think critically, adverb. Decision, decisive, decide, decisively. Interpretation, interpreter, interpretive, interpret, no adverb. Mechanism, mechanic, mechanical, mechanize, mechanically. Politics, politician, political, politicize, politically. Negotiation, negotiator, negotiable, negotiate, no adverb. Prosperity, prosperous, prosper. Production, producer, productive, produce, productively. Repetition, repeater, repetitive, repeat, and repeatedly. We have simplification, simple, to simplify, and simply. Decision, decisive, we've done this one, decide, decisively. Interpretation, interpreter, interpretive, interpret. Yes, and these ones are repeated. All right, so you can see how nouns can be either things or people. All right, and you can see that we can actually adapt these words to make them into adjectives by adding certain endings like able, ive, al, okay? And how we can make them into adverbs by adding ly to the adjective. All right. So I would like you now to complete this table. So it's similar to the previous one. We've got nouns, things and people, the adjectives and the adverbs. The ones with the dash, there are no word forms. Okay, so for example, organization doesn't have an adverb. Okay, nation doesn't have a verb. So if you can complete first, let's do the things. So you've got 1, 2, and 3 noun things. So if manager is the person, the thing would be good, management. Then what would the verb be? Excellent, manage. Okay, let's now look at nation. If nation is the thing, what is the person? Actually, a few interesting choices there. We'll discuss those when we go, when we look at the answers. Okay, so what would the adverb be? Good. Economy is the thing, economist is the person. What is the adjective? All right, how about the verb? Okay, research is the thing, the person is? Good, and the verb? Excellent. Writing is the name of the thing. So you can say you have neat handwriting. Writer is the person. What's the adjective? Good, and the verb, this one's easy. All right, next one's a bit tricky. Foundation is the name of a thing. What's the name of the person? Oh, you got it. I thought that was going to be a hard one. Actually, you all answered that one correctly. Okay, good. You surprised me. And founded is the verb. If peace is the thing, a peacemaker is the person, what's the adjective? Okay, and for the adverb, we just add ly to the adjective. So what would the adverb be? Good. Athletics is the thing, the person is? Good. Adjective? and adverb. Okay, creation is the name of the thing. The person is the adjective. Verb. And adverb. Okay, we've got the adjective likable, the verb to like, and the adverb. All right. Science, the thing, the person is. Adjective for science. And adverb. Okay, we've got the adverb emotionally. And here we have the adjective. What is the adjective of emotionally? What about the adverb culturally? What is the name of the thing? And the adjective? Good. And finally, we have the verb differentiate. So what is the thing? The thing. Okay, so we need to be able to put the in front of it. Yeah, good. And what about the adjective? All right, let's have a look at the answers. So organization, the person is organizer, the adjective is organized. Management and manage. Now, nation, the name of the person could also be a national. So I am a national of Australia, for example. Or it can be nationalist. So somebody who really believes in a political ideology related to their nation or their country. Okay, so national or nationalist, they're both noun people, but mean slightly different things. And the adjective can also be national. National is the adverb. Okay, economic and economical, both adjectives, but they're used slightly differently. For example, we would say economic effects, economic benefits, the economic outcomes. Okay. When we say economical, we would say, for example, solar energy is economical. That car is economical because it doesn't use much fuel. Okay, so economic is usually followed by a noun to create a collocation. Economic increase, economic decrease, economic inflation, economic crash, an economic strategy. Okay, economical is usually to describe an object. And to economize is the verb. Researcher, research. Writing, writer, written describes is the adjective, so the written word. Founder, so the founder of the company, and founded, the company was founded. Peaceful, peacefully. Athlete, athletic, athletically. creator, creative, create, creatively. Scientist, scientific, scientifically. Now, guys, here we have athletically, scientifically. Just notice the spelling, all right? If a word ends in C, like scientific and athletic, we have to add A-double-L-Y, all right? We can't just add L-Y. It would be spelled incorrectly. So that's something to notice. We have emotion is the thing, which is missing. Culture, cultural, culturally. Difference is the name of the thing, the difference. Different is the adjective, different people, different hobbies, different approaches. Okay, and differently is the adverb. How do we know if the words exist for adverb or verb, etc.? You really don't. Okay, one way of knowing is if you look up the word in the dictionary. For example, research, it will tell you in the dictionary, it'll have next to it an N, and it might give you the verb forms or the adverb form or adjective form, okay? If you think, for example, it might be a verb. So for example, emotionize, emotion, try to say it to yourself. It doesn't really work. You'll know if you've never heard the word before, it sounds strange, you can't really make it. Okay, difference, a person, you can't say a differencer or a differencist. It just sounds strange. So a lot of the time you'll just know from what sounds right or what sounds wrong. And if you're not sure, if you think it might be a word, but you're not sure, look it up. If you can't find it, then it doesn't exist. Okay, I think this is the last, yes, it's the last task. Find and fix the mistakes in the word classes. So you might want to just find them first and then see if you can fix them. So read it and identify the errors. All right, let's take a look. So the first mistake is emotion. Music is a very strong emotion communicator. Communicator is the name of a person, and emotion is the name of a feeling. So we can't have noun, noun. So this word should be adjective. Yes, so it should be emotional. Then we have, and different cultures have different emotions. Difference is a noun. And here we have noun culture, noun emotion. Therefore, these should be adjectives. Different cultures have different emotion. Okay, cross-culture study. Study here is a noun because we have a new study. What kind of new study? Can we say cross-culture when culture is a noun? Nope. So it should be the adjective cross-cultural. Okay, then we've got expression. Expression is the noun, it's the name of the thing. And here we have to. So we know that this should be a verb, to express. Okay, next, to express feelings in music are consistently in different cultures. Well, consistently is an adverb and it should describe a verb, but there's no verb here. Therefore, it should be consistent. It needs to be the adjective. Feelings are consistent. Consistent is describing the noun feelings. And similarity. Similarity is a noun, and we can't say cultures are similarity. This should be the adjective to describe the cultures, and the adjective is similar. Good. All right, so this lesson was all about learning word classes, nouns, adjectives, verbs, and adverbs. So you can see that by knowing different word classes is a good way for you to build and expand your vocabulary. So not just knowing one word, but knowing 4 or 5 versions of that word. So it's a good way to increase your vocabulary. It's also good because your vocabulary will become more accurate. So in your writing, often some of the mistakes that we see in essays are people write the wrong word form. They might write the adverb instead of the adjective, or the adjective instead of the noun. All right, so it's, you know, really having this awareness of word classes really helps you to develop your writing and write more accurately. Okay, so keep calm and learn your word classes. This is going to be uploaded, or it's live streaming at the moment, so it's going to be available immediately on the E2 Core Skills channel, and you'll be able to watch it back there. All right, thanks guys, you worked hard, you worked well, good job. See you next time. Bye.